Niger Delta Short Road, talking peace and development in the Niger Delta. Hello viewers, this is the Niger Delta Short Room Show, where we talk peace and development in the Niger Delta. Remember, the Niger Delta is the feeding bottle of the Nigerian nation, and of course the region cannot be compared when it comes to development. To talk peace and development with me today, my guest is another proud son of the great Niger Delta. Don't go away. I will unveil my guest after this break. Niger Delta Short Road, talking peace and development in the Niger Delta. He is an Ijaw. He is from Bayelsa State. He is a politician, a civil servant. He is an ambassador, chairman of the renowned Pandef body. He is no other but our own brother, father, leader of the great Niger Delta, Ambassador, God knows Igali. Daddy, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Yes, quickly. So, Daddy, this is the Niger Delta Short Room Show. So, Daddy, quickly, how would you define a typical Ijaw man?
A typical Ijaw man?
Yes.
A typical Ijaw man is a man who believes in truth.
Okay.
A man who believes in service.
Okay.
And a man who believes in living at peace with his neighbors.
Okay. People know Ambassador Igali as an ambassador, a diplomat, this, that. But truly, where are you really from?
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm from Southern Niger local government.
Okay.
From Iniwari community. And also from my mother is from Oporoma, where I was born actually. And my father is from Iniwari.
Iniwari.
Yes, so two neighboring adjoining communities.
Okay. So truly now, who is Ambassador Igali?
Ambassador Igali?
Yes.
Well, you said it all. You said almost everything about me. And I am essentially a public servant, a scholar, an award-winning writer, and a community leader, a diplomat, because that was my daytime job for nearly about 30 years, and an administrator. As I've said at the beginning, I was an administrator, one of the senior federal permanent secretaries, until I exited in 2015 to ensure the centralization of the Niger Delta.
Okay.
My people of the Niger Delta, bringing to bear my training, my scholarly training in different fields of history, law, diplomacy, political and international relations, and also up to PhD level, and bringing to bear my previous service in public service, including being secretary to the government of Bayelsa State.
Today, people are very much confused with the word Niger Delta because the present day Nigeria is actually a kind of balkanizing the Niger Delta. So to you now, how would you define the Niger Delta region?
Well, there are maybe two definitions of the Niger Delta.
Because the federal government...
There is the geographical, ecological Niger Delta, which came out from the Oil River State during the legitimate trade era, which came out from British colonial period. The Niger Delta of 6 states.
6 core states.
6 states of Akwa Ibom, of Bayelsa, of Cross River, of Delta, of Edo, and Rivers. Those are the Niger Delta states that were part of the Oil River states of the legitimate trade era. Then we have the political definition, which came with the enactment of the NDDC Act. The NDDC Act, when it was being pursued before National Assembly, there was a realization that the Southwest may not back that kind of legislation. And there was a need to carry them on board in terms of including a wider Niger Delta in terms of oil mineral producing states. Abia produces oil, Imo produces oil, Ondo produces oil. So this Ondo, in the case of Ondo, geographical terms, the coastal parts of Ondo,
Ondo State
are actually part of the historical Niger Delta.
Okay.
But, so all these parts that produce oil were brought in. So we now have a conglomeration of 9 states as the political
Niger Delta.
Petroleum-based Niger Delta defined. The question we ask, now I hear that Ondo State is an oil producing state.
Even Sokoto State.
I hear that Anambra State is an oil producing here. Now we're hearing that Sokoto has oil. Gombe, they've been talking about oil. Benue Trough, they've been talking about oil. So does that mean that they all become Niger Delta? That's why some people advocate that, okay, why don't an organization like NDDC go back to OMPADEC, which was Oil Mineral Producing Areas Authority, Development Area Authority. So the point is Niger Delta is the geographical Niger Delta, essentially the part of the country that has continued to produce the resource which this country has had to depend essentially since the 1970s for its federal revenue and for government revenue. Out of these states, the Niger Delta states are also the states that cover the entire coastline, 850 kilometers of Nigeria's coastline. So we are the southward coastal boundary of Nigeria on the Gulf of Guinea.
Oh. People say that the Ijaws claim to be the owners of Niger Delta. Do you see that, or do you believe in that? The place of the Ijaw man in the Niger Delta?
I don't think that the Ijaws are the owners of Niger Delta.
Okay.
But it is clear the Ijaws are the dominant ethnic group in the Niger Delta.
Okay.
Because the Ijaws are out of, if we look at the 6 states of the Niger Delta, as I said earlier, the Ijaws are present in all the 6 states. And if you bring in the 9 states under NDDC, out of the 9, Ijaws are in 7 states. So in a place like Ondo, Edo, and Akwa Ibom, the numbers are not that large, but the Ijaws are substantial numbers in Bayelsa State, in Delta State, in Rivers State. So in these states, the Ijaws are considerable number of the local governments.
Okay.
So there's no other of the ethnic nationalities, totaling nearly about 40 ethnic nationalities. There's no other ethnic nationality that is in all, occurs in all these other places. So they just a considerable amount of the population, and it is an accepted realism that they are the dominant population. But we share happily the Niger Delta with so many other groups, like I said, about 40 other groups, and we've lived together for thousands and of years happily.
People, before the demise of Pa Ike Clark, people say that Ambassador Ike is very close to Pa Ike Clark. Some people tell you as the first son of Ike Clark. To you, how would you describe the late Ike Clark as a person?
He was a phenomenon. Pa Clark was larger than life. He was a superhuman. If it was the days when men used to make fellow men gods, they would have made him a god.
Okay.
And I cannot say I was the first son. There were so many people who were first son.
Before you.
We were before me, and some still alive.
Yeah.
They were the biological children.
Yeah.
He never joked with his biological children.
But
I don't doubt the fact that perhaps I was one of the closest human beings to him.
Okay. If we are to find out some of the achievement of Pandef under Pa Ike Clark, you'll be the best person to tell us. So what are some of the achievements of Pandef under Ike Clark?
Pa Clark was a nationalist. He fought for Nigeria. He fought everything that pertained to Nigeria. But at the same time, he never forgot 2 things. He never forgot that he's a Niger Delta. And he stood and fought rigorously for Niger Delta. In all the constitutional conferences that came during the military eras after the Second Republic, up to the Third and Fourth Republic, And he also never forgot there's an Ijaw man. These were two realities that he combined with his very robust Nigerianness. In during these processes of we trying to build a constitution for Nigeria, workable constitution after the failure of the 1979 constitution and the 1992 political conference to 93, and coming right up to 1999 constitution and all the arrangements 2014 and so on, Clark played a major role in trying to bring the people of the South together. Because like I said at the beginning, we are one. The last words Chief Clark said in this world, I love Nigeria. I love Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian. Only heaven knows who he was talking to. So we achieved a number of things, some have not been achieved. But one thing we have done is to bring our people together. And when some times of irritation come up, we intervene and try to bring peace. We also pursue, you see, the National Assembly, almost every day there's a public hearing. Pandef ensures that if you are not there in the room, anybody can say anything about you and go away. Yes. We always follow up these activities in the National Assembly, public hearings of different bills, different constitutional amendments, and we also follow up with the international community. Then the worst part of what Nigeria has done to Niger Delta is the fact that monkey they walk, baboon they chop. So even what is like in the area of the petroleum economy, so we have the largest number of professionals, but today look at what is in the oil industry, the various constituency parts, how many of our people are there.
That is the
so area. These are the areas that we feel that monkey they walk, baboon they chop.
What's the
Our oil is taken to build the whole country. Yes. Fair enough, we're happy. But then put something back to us here. And I disagree with the Minister of Works. But Minister of Works, I as National Chairman of Pandef, I am permanently on the road between Port Harcourt and Warri, between Warri going to Calabar or Uyo, and I don't see that level of seriousness. There's no urgency, there's no seriousness. You come here, they divert you to the other side of the road, you go small, they divert you to the other side of the road. And this is the area where the money is coming to do all the other roads in the country. Somebody will tell me, Jonathan was there. Rubbish. Was he president for Niger Delta? He was president of Nigeria and he did his own bit. And we believe that Mr. President will rectify these things. And I expected top officials, the Ministry of Works, to be patrolling that road, to be seeing that people are working. Ministry of Works, you're a minister, you mean well, but work is not going on as it should be.
The lack of development in the Niger Delta, who do we blame? Is it the government? Because
no, listen to me.
It's the lack of the unity of the people.
No. Please.
Okay.
Two things. The way resources are controlled in Nigeria, money goes to the center. What I'm saying they have done creditably what is called the Presidential Monitoring Committee, which is made up of all the a robust leader of the Niger Delta as chairman that will not be afraid of the board or the management. So Pandef promotes dialogue. So whether you have Kpakamtv state, where you have Ijaws in their ethnic minorities, but let's not talk only about Ijaws. There are also other ethnic minorities in other states. What Pandef does is to encourage dialogue. Like I said, right now I'm in the process of contact and dialogue for us to have a greater understanding so that there will be no conflict.
No conflict. All right, now let's move straight to the Bayelsa state. You've been favored to be in the system of leadership since Alamesia to the present Doye Diri. So how would you look at the present governor performance in terms of bringing development to the Bayelsa state?
Today I went to a road which I told you they are pumping sand up to 5 meters. A road of about 17 kilometers. 5 meters of sand in a primary rainforest. Clearing it and pumping in that swamp. So the same thing is, so roads are being built on water.
Yeah.
And for them to last, you have to do that preparation of the land. And this is terribly expensive. So if you make a bridge of 500 meters, the cost of building 500 meters of a bridge will be used to build 50 kilometers of 5 kilometers of road in another place. So that is the reality. And the governor is doing several roads on water, and I think he has done quite well.
Because people say that the Ijaw people are only united in times of trouble. Are the Ijaws united?
Well, you know, the Ijaw situation is because of the antiquity of the Ijaws. The Ijaws, there are 3 ethnic groups. This is an academic fact in West Africa that are considered the 3 oldest ethnic groups in West Africa. The Mende,
Okay.
Dogon,
Doga.
who are in the Senegambia area, Senegal-Gambia area, and the Ijaw group. In terms of the cognates of language, linguists have now come to establish that these languages have nothing to do with any of the other languages. Those variances would tend to create the impression that the Ijaws do not know. But that is not true, because in the past, in the distant past, our fathers always recognized that we are one. My advice first is to Niger Delta. Let's continue to be Niger Delta. When it comes to your village, then you begin to drag land with you. Let's not use politics, federal constituencies, maps and delineation dividers. The construction site where I went to today, I was surprised the expatriate told me, he said, Oga, this Bayelsa state, there are minerals. Our excavators and our earth movers have seen things in the ground here that you people don't seem to be seeing. Niger Delta were blessed. The Ijaw nation were blessed. Let us stay together peacefully.
Remember, the Niger Delta is the feeding bottle of the Nigerian nation. From me to you, always give out a peaceful developmental smile. Mitchell Dao Bimene Tams Okumbre is my name. Bye-bye and God bless.